Hello, and welcome to the Officials Institute, where we combine rules talk with video instruction for every official. Up next, block charge. This is Rule Review. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for another segment of Rule Review. My name is Josh, and this is the Officials Institute. Today we will be talking about block charge. But before we get to that, take a moment to join our channel and click the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button as well, so you can be notified instantly the moment we upload any new videos. By subscribing to this channel, you will be joining a community of officials that are just like you, knowing the more plays we can see, the better we will get. Subscribe today, and let's get better together. Now back to our rule topic of block charge. Block charge plays are one of the most difficult plays to rule on in a typical basketball game. And because of that, the National Federation has made this one of the points of emphasis for the 2020-2021 basketball season. Understanding the basics of a guarding player and the legality of that player's position is key to ruling on these tough and often polarizing plays. Also, knowing what a player must do to establish a legal guarding position and what he's allowed to do after to maintain that position is equally important. So let's not delay any longer and start talking block charge. Roll those clips. In our first clip, we see the visiting team moving the ball around when number 2 drives into the lane and collides with the defender, resulting in a block call by the official. Let's break this play down and review the specifics. Most block charge plays come down to one thing: who legally made it to the spot of contact first. And though this can sometimes be difficult to determine, it doesn't always have to be. One of the best ways to effectively evaluate a block charge play is to start by refereeing the defense. This simply means, instead of focusing on the ball handler dribbling down the court, as many naturally do, divert your attention to the defenders surrounding him. Because the first step to correctly ruling on a block charge play is determining if the defender established a legal guarding position. So how do we do this? Well, according to Rule 4, Section 23, there are only 2 factors that are needed to establish a legal guarding position. 1. The guard shall have 2 feet touching the playing court. And 2. The front of their torso shall be facing the opponent. That's it. So the defender in this clip has established a legal guarding position. And the fact that he obtained this position just fractions of a second before the contact happens does not change his legality. Because when guarding a player with the ball, there is no minimum time or distance required to obtain an initial legal position. Since we have now determined the guard has legally arrived to the spot first, when contact occurs, it becomes the responsibility of the ball handler. This should be ruled as a player control foul. Let's watch this one more time. In our next clip, we see the offensive team pass the ball to a player in the paint for a little jump shot, but running into his opponent and knocking him over. So why did the official call a block? Let's zoom in and take a closer look. As player number 24 on the visiting team receives the pass in the air, he comes back down to the floor, losing his airborne status, and is met by his opponent 23 White. This is an extremely close play, and an argument could be made that the defender has obtained a legal guarding position with 2 feet touching the floor and torso facing his opponent. However, if we back up and watch it again, we see that when contact occurs, the defender is still moving toward his opponent, which makes the responsibility of this contact on the defender. This play was correctly ruled as a blocking foul. Here it is again. In our next clip, White 21 drives toward the basket, and after jumping off the floor and becoming an airborne shooter, contacts his defender, knocking him over. So why wasn't this ruled a block? When we look a little closer, we first need to determine who got to the spot first. Once again, starting with the defense, we see the defender with 2 feet touching the court and his torso facing the opponent. And since the ball handler is also touching the court, he is not yet considered an airborne player. So even though when contact occurs, the shooter is airborne, the responsibility still belongs to the shooter, since his opponent had established a legal guarding position prior to him leaving the floor. It is also important to note, contact does not have to occur in the chest of the guarding defender. Any contact on the torso of a legally positioned defender, which includes the shoulders, is considered illegal contact by the ball handler, and thus should be ruled a charging foul. Let's watch that one again. Our final block charge clip shows a drive along the end line, toward the basket, and when contact occurs, both players fall to the ground and no whistle is blown. When we move in closer and slow the play down, we focus on the defensive guard and see he establishes a legal guarding position with 2 feet on the floor and facing his opponent. Now that he has established this legal position, he is able to move to maintain that position, and turning away does not negate the legality of this position, as the guard is not required to continue facing the opponent and is allowed to turn or duck to absorb the shock of imminent contact. This play should be ruled a charging foul. Here it is one more time. That's our breakdown of the block charge. Hopefully this provides you some clarity and helps guide you to a more accurate ruling the next time you see this play on the court. It may not keep the coaches and the fans from arguing your call, but it should help you look more confident when you make it. Now before we go, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do that now. You know where the link is. It's right there. Go ahead and click it. Also, be sure to hit that share button and share this video with someone that you know so they can share it with someone that they know. Because the more people we reach, the better the game will get. Until we see you again, have a good game.